Hello, welcome to Infinite Prattle. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the band I'm in and a bit of an update on that because I haven't really discussed that since I mentioned it in an early episode last year, I think it was. So stay tuned for that. Hello, and welcome to Infinite Prattle! Unscripted, unedited prattle on everything. Hosted by me, Stephen. Listen, like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the show. Hello, welcome, you lovely people. So this week's episode, I'm just going to be talking about, the band I'm involved in. I'm in two bands, if you may remember. I did an episode last year about, turning 40 and then basically rocking out at 40. So one on the bucket list, like if I'd have had a bucket list, it would have been like I'd love to have been in a band, and I didn't think I was going to achieve that by the time I was 40. And if I'm honest, there's probably loads of things on my bucket list. Probably being a millionaire by the time 40 would have been pretty high up there. And just before I turned 40, I did a thing at the Heritage Centre in Crewe. Met a guy called Dave. Shout out to Dave. And we just got talking, and he wanted to know about podcasting, and went for a coffee, and he basically said he was looking at starting this band up again. They used to be in. They were looking at just going for practice, probably not getting gigs, but would I be interested if I could play the guitar and sing? Which I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, love to do that. So we went for a practice, and the bass player in the band basically mentioned to me after a couple of practices that he was looking at starting a band up as well, probably playing some maybe more modern stuff, because the other band that we've nicknamed Dad's Band in the WhatsApp chat, which was originally made up of our initials, because there was two Daves, and a Steve and an Adrian, and then we had a guy called John join us playing guitar, and his son Stephen joined. So Adrian mentioned about making another band up. So that band's been called Dad's Band for a while. We haven't really got a name. Whether we come up with a name, I'm not sure. So Adrian suggested that he asked me if I would be the singer in the other band, and he invited Steve across as well. So us three from Dad's Band joined another drummer, Rhys, and a lead guitarist, Tom, and formed a band which our working title was Lasers to Stun. We've kind of kept that title. I think we probably will roll with that for now. And yeah, it's just been brilliant. We've been doing Dad's Band for about a year, and then Lasers to Stun I think had our first practice in like February this year. And we've tried to be consistent as much as we can, like maybe every 2 weeks having a practice. We've missed a few. Sometimes the place was booked up. But it's been going well. It's been enjoyable. I am the lead singer. Steve also sings a couple of songs as well. It was one of the songs I just couldn't get my head around, which is "Hate to Say I Told You So" by the Hives. I just couldn't. I could sing it, but I just know I couldn't get the timing right. And I think it was maybe because I wasn't playing it, while Steve plays and sings it. And I think I now play the guitar, which is actually good because he's taken over some of the songs, and it means that I can play guitar as well now. So when he's singing, I play guitar, and it gives a bit of a dynamic move to the band as well. And he does backing for me, and I do backing for him. So it's actually turned out really well. And I think at first I missed missed one of the practices, and he sang the songs, and he enjoyed himself. And I said, well, if you want to do some of the songs, I said I'm shit at. I hate to say I told you so. I just can't get the timing right. I miss me cue every time. And we did a couple of Oasis ones, and I said I'm not into the Oasis ones so much. I sing them, but I don't get into them kind of thing. So he took on the Oasis songs, and they're a great bunch of guys. So Rhys, an excellent drummer, excellent guy. Will take on anything you throw at him. There's not been a song yet that we've just mentioned. He just plays it. He's a very accomplished drummer, and yeah, it's quite impressive. The talent that we have, really. I actually feel like the least talented, in regards to like musical accomplishment, which irks me a little bit, considering like I had kind of like don't want to say classical training, but I had like music lessons for years, and it was kind of like at the top of my game, like at 18, 19. musical wise. Taught myself guitar, and then when I moved out and moved into my own house, like I was pretty shit hot. Not like amazing. I've never been like a lead guitarist or anything like that. But I could find my way around the guitar kind of organically. I hate when people say that. Organically, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I was quite accomplished on the piano still, and over the years, due to work and home life, and I don't know, probably just realizing that that wasn't going to be the life I was going to lead. I wasn't going to be a rock star and stuff, and I just like do it for my pleasure. But obviously, skill fade, etc. Like you join a band with talented people, and damn, you see how much skill fade you've had. Because in general, if I go and play the piano in front of someone that can't play the piano, they're like, "Oh my god, you're amazing!" And I'm like, "I'm not really not. I'm really not." I joined this band and I was like, "Shit! Like I really need to practice, and I need to still more add more practice into my day." This is where the endless tidying of my house comes in. That's not for this episode. God, don't remind me. Oh. Anyway, uh, yeah. So our our set list line kind of grew kind of out of suggestions, things that we kind of knew how to play, songs that we knew, and quite quickly there was some songs that we were like, well, me, Steve, and Adrian play that in the other band. That's quite a good song that people would know, and we kind of had a set list of like probably like nearly 30 songs at first that we were just like randomly going through, but we weren't really honing our skills so much. Um, but we have quite a good relationship where we all kind of pick the songs and we'll have a bash at anything really. Um, but it's probably about 3 months ago we decided we want a gig. We do want a gig. Let's hone the list down to like a smaller amount, and then really get that out because there's a few songs that we can kind of play like we're good at, but let's hone that list and get a set going. A list of about 10 songs, um, which isn't a long set. 10 songs plus maybe a couple of encores is probably still less than an hour. So, but we just wanted to get them songs down and really bash at them. So then we basically have a list to practice every time we go to band. And then if there's any time left, then we might have a bit of a shuffle of some of the other stuff. And that's what we've been doing for the last couple of months. We've really honed them songs down, and we played a couple of surprise ones that you might not expect us to play. We are like a rock cover band, um, but yeah, the song list is I think pretty good. I think pretty good. And now we're like trying to get a gig. Like we're actually then trying to actually think about booking somewhere. It's a crazy step though. It's a crazy step, but we're all keen for it. Maybe a little bit nervous, but we're still keen for it, and we know we can do it. And then you've got Stephen. He plays guitar, rhythm and solos as well, a bit of lead. And he sings as well. Very talented guy. He writes his own stuff as well. I feel like he's where I was probably when I was in my early 20s when I moved into my own house. He's probably he's still beyond me, but I feel like he's kind of got that like vigor and skill set that I had, like, oh god, 15 years ago. That's more than 15 years ago. That's depressing. Um, and I kind of see me in him a little bit. He's very talented. He's far talented than I am. Like compose, playing wise, and he's written some brilliant songs. Some of the songs he's played me so far, I'm like that. I'm blown away by that. So we may actually do some of his songs, write our own, and maybe even do some of my songs. I've got a list of songs that I've never really done anything with. So if there's some of my songs that might fit, I've got to go through them and like, hone them a little bit. Said to Steve about maybe going around his house and doing that with him. But that'd be cool if we could play some of Steve's songs as maybe some of our songs, or even just jointly write a song together. Then that'd be sweet. Tom, lead guitarist, face melting guitarist he is. Some of the sounds he produces, just the talent of that guy. we were playing a song one night, and he'd never even heard of it. He went on his phone, got the tablature for it, had a quick scan of it, listened to the song, and pretty much played it. It was just like, fuck, like that's skill, that is skill. And they've all been in bands before. Like Rhys has been in bands and been on tours, and Tom's been in bands, and Steve's been in a band. He was in a band like when he was younger. Um, and then Adrian, the bass player, he's the oldest out of us all. Sorry, Aid, I shouldn't really say that. And he's fantastic, and he can play guitar and bass, and he play the drums a bit, and so can Tom. Tom, we always swap over. Like sometimes one of us is missing. So one night Rhys couldn't come, so he couldn't play the drums, obviously because he wasn't there. And we all took a bit of a turn playing different things. I'm not really as I could play the drums, but I didn't really want to risk playing a song to it. So because I'm the singer, I was like, I don't think I can play and sing. So, but we all took a little bit of a turn doing other things. So I took on a bit of guitaring that one of the other guys would do, not solos though. And Aid played the drums for a bit, and he was very, very good. Left-handed, so we had to shuffle all the drums over. And Steve played the drums as well, and Tom went on bass for a bit. It was just brilliant, and we just played like random songs. We even did like a boy band in Britain was called Five, and they had a song called Keep On Moving. We played that, and it was just a good laugh, really. It's good. It's good energy when you can just like throw a song name out there, quickly get the tab on your phone, have a quick look at it, go, yeah, all right, let's have a bash, and then play it. And for anyone that like doesn't play an instrument, I'm sure you can relate to this, but like it's an amazing thing that when you're trying to play an instrument or learning an instrument, it can be very frustrating that you can't play a song, or you're trying to learn a song and it's just too difficult. And it's really amazing that the first time you actually manage to play the song and replicate the thing you hear on the radio or the thing you hear on the CD or MP3 as it would be today, streaming service. Um, it's it's a really exciting feeling to go, oh my god, I've just played that song and I could tell what it was, and other people would be able to tell what it was, and I feel a bit like a rock god. And it is a satisfying feeling. But when you're with other accomplished musicians, one, it pushes you further. I've felt the need to like concentrate, let's say. I do need to practice more. But you see the talent in that band, and when we literally just start playing something, and it sounds good, and it sounds good. I don't want to big ourselves up too much, but I think if you came to see us, you'd be impressed. I do. And then there's me singing and playing a bit of guitar, and sometimes piano. Um, and yeah, definitely need to practice piano and a lot. Guitar, I think I can get by. Singing, I don't think I'm too bad. I'm always going to underestimate myself. I'm not one to boast about stuff. I think I can go all right. I don't always concentrate as much as I need to do, so I have to really think about pushing that air out, breathing properly, and not starting too high. I'm really considering getting a bit of vocal coaching. I don't know how much that'd be though. I think it would benefit me, just in the sense of maybe breathing techniques, warm up techniques, and sometimes how to gauge your levels. Really, is how to. I think that's what it is. It's how to gauge your level, because I have quite a strong voice, but I think sometimes I start off too strong, and then obviously as the song crescendos, I don't have anywhere to go, and I end up like like it goes more into like a shouty thing, which can sound good during a rock song, but it can also go very, very badly, and I don't want to be the one that's screaming. So yeah, you have to do that on some of the songs we play anyway. So yeah, but it's going really well. I'm really enjoying it. I kind of just want to get a gig now, and just yesterday. Well, I'm recording this on the 20th, so this is like I'm trying to be organised and pre-record a couple. Spoiler, secrets out now. So yesterday on the 19th of October, I went with a band, and Steve works in a pub, and the landlady's basically said we could practice there on a Saturday morning. So we took the gear down. We've recently acquired a PA amp. Thanks for Dave for that. He gave us a PA to use. So we went down and tested that out, plugged in, and in the back room of the pub, we did like 2.5 hours of rock and roll, and it sounded good. And it was a bit of a different experience being in the normal practice room when we normally are, because we were in a pub, and you're more in the public eye. I suppose people could hear us, if they were walking past. Um, yeah, it felt good. It just felt good to be in like a public space. Felt a bit more of a risk, and it also sparked my imagination while we were playing. As like this pub could be full of people. Um, and it kind of got my adrenaline going and got me excited for what that would mean. And yeah, it's just good. So I'll tell you some of the songs we play. Actually, I'll tell you some of the songs. So we a little set list we practice kind of weekly or every 2 weeks is Come Together. Um, but the one that was used, I can't really think of the guy. I always forget his name. Something Clark Jr. Gary Clark Jr. Is it? His version of it, which is like quite a heavy rock. It was used in the Justice League film. Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters, Supersonic by Oasis, Hate to Say I Told You So by the Vines, the Hives, Standing in the Way of Control. Purple Rain was on the list, but we've removed that for now because it's quite a complex song. It's more difficult than it sounds, so we've taken that out for now. But it will be going in. That's going to be like a bit of a kind of spotlight on me for a bit, and then the rest of the band's going to come in. So that'll be I think impactful once we get it down. Moon Age Daydream, David Bowie. Let's Dance, David Bowie, getting that popular in there. Wise Men by James Blunt, which is a surprising one people might not expect, but it's a cracking song. Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Open My Eyes, and War Pigs, but we've kind of like taken War Pigs off for now as well, because again, that's quite a complex song, but it sounds amazing. When we play it, it sounds amazing. And the songs that Steve sings, he sings Supersonic, Hate to Say I Told You So, and Wise Men, and I sing the rest, and he does backing on it. But we've got some other songs as well. We've got a list of like 24 songs. We've got Cigarettes and Alcohol by Oasis, My Hero by the Foo Fighters, which we do a really good job on, and I really enjoy singing that. I'd really like to put that back in the set, guys, if you listen. Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix. Closing Time by Semisonic, is it? That's kind of on the back burner at the moment because it's weirdly complex. There's like a little bit of a ditty in it that we keep buggering up on. When we get it, it sounds good though, but we're a bit inconsistent with it. Motorcycle Emptiness by Manic Street Preachers. Bit on the back burner as well, but we had another go at it. We hadn't played it in a while. We had another go at it, and it was really, really good. Buddy Holly by Weezer. Paralyzer. What else? I Believe in a Thing Called Love. We had a crack at, and it sounded good. Keep on Moving by Five, as I've said. Wicked Game, Chris Isaac. Is something that we can play. It's quite a simple song, and it's quite easy to play. And it's one of the songs that I think I do really, really well, to be honest. I wouldn't really normally say that, but I do feel like I sing that and belt it out pretty cool. Pretty cool. What does that mean? I hate my brain sometimes. And then Superstition by Stevie Wonder, which is, everyone knows that. And then every so often we'll just throw one in sometimes if we're there, and we'll just have a crack at something. So we've got a list of songs there, and I think the other band, Dad's band, might have a gig as well next year, because Dave, who's not in the band anymore, he used to be the drummer. He's the one that helped me get into the band. He's kind of give up drumming, and we've got a young guy called George who now plays. He's only 16, and he's taking to it really, really well, having drum lessons. And Dave basically wants us to play his birthday party next year. So that'll be the first gig that Dad's band do. But again, we only have like a short set list that we play and run through. So I missed the practice last week because I wasn't very well. I had a migraine all day. With everything that's been going on recently, I think it just got on top of me, and I had a bit of a migraine. And while they decided to basically add a load of songs to the list, and basically so we can have like 2 45-minute sets, which is exciting. I'm looking forward to it, and load more songs to learn. But brilliant stuff. Like I can't complain. It's I'm in a band, 2 bands technically. Yeah, so the next thing for Lasers to Stun is I've designed like a little logo, like a little temporary little logo, good enough just to get put out on a poster for a pub advertising on Facebook or something. So I'm gonna probably have a fiddle with that today, just get it like finalized a little bit, maybe put a little bit of a tagline in it, and then we can maybe search for gigs. I think we could potentially have a couple before Christmas. I'm hoping so. I'd like to get at least one in before Christmas. But where we practiced Saturday is they've actually basically want us to book in for a gig, but they only had like next week free, which is like too soon, and I can't attend anyway. So probably going to be after Christmas for that. But there's another couple of places on the table we could potentially go and have a gig at. So yeah, so it's looking good. And I'm not in it for the money. I'm not even asked about being paid. Like I'm not doing it for a business. And to be fair, I don't think the lads aren't either. Really, I think if they get a bit of money out of it, like if they get, like I'm willing if someone pays us a couple $100, I'm willing to say like split that between you. I'm really not bothered. As long as I get a couple of drinks during the gig from the bar, I'm gold, and I'm doing it for the joy of it. I'm doing it because it gives me pleasure. I've always wanted to like entertain people, really. And it's kind of given me a bit of vigor to, and I don't even think I've told Sarah this, but it's kind of given me a bit of vigor to kind of look into the acting side of things again, because I always love being on stage. And there's a couple of amateur dramatic societies around that hold plays every year, and I'm really considering going along and saying like, can I join? I like the opportunity to tread the boards. Who knows, at 41 I may get a big break into Hollywood. Yeah, you laugh, I laugh, but you don't know, do you? You don't know. You know, it's always been a want of mine. It's the only other thing I've ever thought about other than joining the army. So, who knows? Who knows? Who knows where this podcast may take me? And that's why you've got to like, share, and comment and subscribe. Haha, got it in there. Right, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's a good time to go and get a gig? I think it will drive us to practice a bit harder. And what do you think of the set list? What songs would you add if you could? Any requests? Let me know. Share your thoughts. You can text me now directly, and you can also obviously comment on posts, etc. And direct PM me. So just let me know what you think. And much more is thank you very much for listening. And remember, keep prattling. You've been listening to Infinite Prattle. Thanks for listening. If you like this episode, go back and listen to some others. And please continue to listening. Your support is muchly appreciated. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.